Well, with us right now, we have a guest from the Reformed Temple of Laguna Woods. We have Carol Bowler here today. You're the president of the Reformed Temple. Nice to meet you. And you're going to be talking about a subject. You're going to be having an event coming up on February 21st at Clubhouse 5. And the topic of it is it's a documentary called American Jerusalem, Jews and the Making of San Francisco.
Correct.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. It's a unique story of the immigrants who came during the gold rush from Germany, Jewish immigrants who came from Germany to escape persecution, to escape poverty, and some made their way all the way across the country to San Francisco. And they came there as merchants and peddlers, but many of them ascended to become leaders of the city.
Right.
And some of them, many of them are well known and are discussed in the documentary. Just two examples would be Levi Strauss.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that. You're probably wearing one of those things right now.
Yes, I think I am. And another gentleman was Adolf Sutro.
Yeah, Sutro Tower, of course.
And he became a mining magnate. And he was a benefactor to the city, and he ultimately became the 24th mayor of San Francisco.
Right.
So it's a very, very unique story, and the documentary is really quite fascinating. And as unique as this story is, it's also a very relevant story because we are all a nation of immigrants, and we all have our unique stories, and you know, being an immigrant is really a part of the American tapestry. So I think in one way or another we can all relate to this. After the documentary, Rabbi Ben Kamen will discuss a very interesting topic, and that is the American paradox, how immigrants who have done well didn't always do well by other immigrants. Now this is not unique just to Jewish immigration. I mean, American Jerusalem talks about an early wave of immigration, but there were many waves of immigration going all the way into the 20th century and continuing. And in some of those earlier ones, people who came here and were successful weren't always as welcoming to other immigrants who came after them. And this wasn't just limited to Jewish immigration. It was many other groups that came from other countries. And so there's going to be a discussion about that, and also comparing the various waves of immigration to various cities like St. Louis, Milwaukee, New York, and comparing and contrasting some of the patterns of what happened, how immigrants were integrated into society, depending on where they settled and in what part of the country.
Yeah, and that's very interesting. And of course, a lot of the names the historic names that we know today, Carnegie and things like this, these were all immigrants and just started out, and what they had was tenacity more than anything else.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, when you think about people coming in 1849 to New York and then deciding that they were going to cross the United States either by a stagecoach or take a ship all the way around to, I mean, that right there talks about a little bit of a tenacity.
It does, because it was really, they heard about the gold rush and all, but it was really into an unknown, and there were obviously no guarantees, and it was a very, San Francisco and that whole area was a very rough, not welcoming area at the time.
The Wild West, yes, absolutely. And it is also interesting because we have so many people here in the village who come from other parts of the country and therefore might not be as familiar about the immigrant story on the West Coast as they are in other parts of the country. So
yeah, and especially when people, if you were to ask them, name the immigrants of San Francisco, they're going to think of Chinese, they're going to think of Italian, obviously, Bank of America.
Bank of America, right.
And they're not going to think so much about German, and especially German Jews. You don't realize that. I mean, there was folks like Judah and all kinds of different people that I grew up with because I'm from the Bay Area, and you'd go through San Francisco as a kid and you'd see these names on the streets, and I didn't know who they were as a kid.
No.
But I was used to seeing them, like Sutter and Sutro and Geary and all these kinds of places.
Absolutely.
Like, well, no, these were all named after people. Obviously, Crocker and things like that.
Sure,
we know of,
sure, right. And you know, there are many, many other ones who came and settled in San Francisco and were very accepted and integrated into the city and became very successful. And it's very, very interesting how that all happened. And this documentary does an excellent job of telling the story.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And this is going to be held at Clubhouse 5. And it will be on February 21st at 5:30. And is that a Tuesday?
That's a
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
That's a Tuesday.
And we also have some musical entertainment by a really accomplished pianist named Edward Siegel. And we will be serving a light supper.
Nice. And it's going to be $18 per person.
Per person.
Now, if somebody wants to go ahead and sign up for this, it shows here that you want the reservations paid by February 16th,
we
right?
need to receive them by February 16th.
Okay.
And so you send your check to Lita Pickman, and her address is 2399 Via Mariposa, Unit 2F.
Okay,
here
and
in
I know
the
it's a
village.
little hard to see on the screen. Now, are you folks listed on the club pages where that information
Right, I was going to
be there?
just mention that.
Okay.
You know, we're an active, vibrant congregation within the village, and if you want to know more about events coming up or anything about the Reformed Temple, you can go to the Laguna Woods Village website, click on clubs, and look for Reformed Temple of Laguna Woods, and it's all right there.
All right, very good. So again, coming up on Tuesday, the 21st of February at 5:30 at Clubhouse 5. It's $18 per person, and that will include the movie, of course, the documentary, a light supper, and some music as well. And a speaker is going to be there, but you need to get your payment in by February 16th. So the best thing I can tell you is go online, go to the club pages on the village website, and go down to the Reformed Temple and get your information. That'll be the easiest. And let me give you a quick phone number too. It is, this is for Sandy Elias, 949-472-1138. That's 949-472-1138. You can call there for information as well,
right?
Nice to meet you.
Lovely to be here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, hope to see you again.
I hope so.
Great.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. Yeah, that sounds fascinating.